We can.
All right. Good morning. My name is Liz Kukla. I'm Secretary of the Board of Zoning Appeals, and I'm going to read the preamble for you this morning, this January 31st, 2022. In compliance with notification requirements of the city's open meeting law and section 101.021 of the codified ordinances of Cleveland, Ohio, 1976, notice of this meeting has been publicly posted. All boards and commissions under the purview of the City Planning Department conducts its meetings according to Robert's Rules of Order. Actions during the meeting will be taken by voice vote. Abstentions from any vote due to a conflict of interest should be stated for the record prior to the taking of any vote. In order to ensure that everyone participating in the meeting have the opportunity to be heard, we ask that you use the raise hand feature before asking a question or making a comment. The raise hand feature can be found in the participants panel on the desktop and mobile version and activated by clicking the hand icon. Please wait for the chair or facilitator to recognize you and be sure to select unmute and announce yourself before you speak. When finished speaking, please lower your hand by clicking on the raise hand icon again and mute your microphone. We will also be utilizing the chat feature to communicate with participants. The chat feature can be activated by clicking the chat button located on the bottom of the WebEx screen. Please note that call-in users can unmute by using *6. All meeting activity is being recorded via the WebEx platform. These proceedings are also being live streamed via YouTube for public view. We have provided a link to the meeting for those who wish to speak on a particular case via our website and email. All requests to speak on a particular matter have been considered. We've also received emails from those who have provided written comment on a particular matter. Back to you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Go ahead and call the roll, please.
Thank you. Ms. Barnes?
Ms. Barnes, present.
Ms. Brown?
Present.
Ms. Vaith? I see her name there. And Ms. Britt?
Here.
Madam Chair, we have a quorum. Oh, I believe I see Alana Faith's microphone has been unmuted.
I am here, Liz.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you.
So, Madam Chair, this morning we have two postponement requests. As you'll see on the screen, it's calendar number 21. The first one is calendar number 21-204 at 11201 Shaker Boulevard, number 102. Superior Road Apartments proposed to establish use as a mental health center. I believe it's the council person. Yes, this will be the first request for postponement. The council person has requested a postponement. We do have many cases on March 14th. So I believe that the 21st would be appropriate. The 28th of February is also full.
Okay, well, we'll put it on the 21st.
Okay. And then the second postponement that we have this morning, it's a request from the applicant to continue to seek out a parking lease. This is the third postponement request. And this is regarding 1573 Lorraine Avenue. Dean Packus, owner, and Bricana Brown proposed to establish use as assembly, meeting, party venue. Madam Chair, before you on the screen is a request from the councilman to read this, or for you to be aware that he is opposed to the postponement. I can read it to you if you would like.
Is this the first time the applicant has actually asked for the postponement?
This is the first time. The first request for postponement was the councilman. The second was the city. And so this
was the city, correct. So this would be, okay.
Correct.
All right, what dates do we have? And actually you can go ahead and read the councilman's letter and then we'll figure out a date. Sure.
I'm going to jump to the second paragraph. Since August 2021, La Suites Party Center has been operating illegally at 15736 Lorraine Avenue. Testimony from the appellant at the Board of Zoning Appeals and City Planning Commission relative to the hours of operation, capacities, and the sale of liquor has conflicted with observed operations as further evidenced by social media posts from the business. Since opening, La Suites has received no change of use inspections from the Cleveland Department of Building and Housing. Its continued operations are a threat to public safety. Postponing this item would exacerbate this case and expose the city of Cleveland to litigation in the event that a fire or another incident were to occur at the location. I'm told that the appellant is requesting an additional postponement of this case in hopes of obtaining a parking agreement for those businesses. This request for postponement should be denied for three reasons. Number one, the appellant's business has been in operation for months and has been before the city permitting process, planning and zoning for many weeks. Adequate time has been provided for the appellant to secure parking agreements. There's no indication that the appellant will be successful in obtaining off-street parking for her business. She has had zero conversation with the local community development corporation since her last appearance. Previous testimony from the appellant has referenced the possibility of a parking agreement with neighboring businesses, 7 C's with a neighboring business, 7 C's Seafood. To reiterate, 7 C's has an existing parking agreement with another area business and cannot guarantee the availability of off-street parking for the patrons of La Suites. Number 3, this point must be understood as the crux of my neighbor's opposition to the granting of the variance. The neighborhood fundamentally opposes to the granting of the variance to allow this general retail use in a limited retail zoning district. The community is supportive of limited retail uses along the Lorraine Avenue, a walkable retail corridor where residents support uses that are less reliant on automobiles and serve the needs of the immediate neighborhood. By its very nature, a party center generates high traffic and is not within the day-to-day retail needs of residents in the neighborhood. The property owner has failed to demonstrate that denying this variance would be detrimental to his ability to lease the property. In contrast, there are ample locations across West Park with appropriate zoning for party center, and the property owner has been dismissive of all outreach from the economic development staff of the development corporation who work daily to link retail spaces with prospective and legal uses. In summary, granting any request for postponement would give tacit approval for the ongoing operation of an illegal business which continues to operate despite receiving violations from the Department of Building and Housing. This exposes the city of Cleveland to litigation and suggests that city regulations, including establishing legal uses, are enforced arbitrarily. Additionally, it would continue to dismiss legitimate concerns from the local residents and businesses who are justified in expecting the city of Cleveland to support local retail uses on properties that have been identified for local retail development through public input and legislation. Charles J. Slife, Councilman, Ward 17.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I understand this is causing some issues here, and I really think that building and housing needs to get involved if she's operating illegally. But what we normally do here at Board of Zoning Appeals is we do allow the applicant to request a postponement, and so I'm not going to change that today. So Liz, can we get a new date, please? And give it enough time. And if she doesn't have anything ready by the time, we have this, we reschedule, then she'll just have to show up with what she has.
Okay, so we're looking at approximately 30 days, and then so the 28th of February is a full, if you wanted to turn this, no, you want to give them enough time. So that would be March 21st, or we could squeeze it on March 14th.
Yeah, we'll put it on March 14th. We'll put it on that. And just let her know that if she doesn't have it by then, we're going to hear the case anyway.
All right, we'll do.
Madam Chair?
Who's that? Ms. Brown?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Is it appropriate to have the secretary reach out to Building and Housing and to ask that they monitor operations? I agree that the appellant should be able to make this request per our practice, but I would hate for the appellant to continue to operate illegally or based on something that's not permitted and we know about it and not take actions to ask Building and Housing to enforce.
Madam Chair, we could definitely do that. I believe that if we could defer to Mr. Riccardi. It is my understanding, though, that it hasn't been the practice of building and housing if there is an appeal pending. So I'm not sure. It is up to building and housing, I believe, to send out an inspector. Mr. Riccardi, can you expand on that?
I can state that, first of all, there is a violation notice for this property, and I think that the inspector might even be on this meeting now. But also, it's the practice of the law department that if there is and it sounds a little dysfunctional, but if there is a Board of Zoning Appeals case pending, that they don't prosecute. They wait until the conclusion of the BZA case. So it's a bit of a catch-22.
Okay. All right, so we'll put her on the March, what did we say?
14th.
What date? Oh, yeah, 15th. Yeah. And yeah, just make sure you let her know that she needs to have everything ready. And if she doesn't, we just have to go with what she has at that point.
And Madam Chair, that is March 14th. I apologize if I
Okay.
said the 15th.
Shall we proceed then, Madam Chair?
Yes, we can.
All right. So we are hearing case number 21-205 at 925 Spring Road, number 3. Chris Noonan, owner, proposes to install an AC heat pump mini split unit in the required 10-foot interior side yard in a one-family residential district. The owner appeals for relief from the strict application of the Cleveland Codified Ordinance as stated in the agenda and the public record, which states section 357.13 that an air conditioning / heat pump unit is not permitted in the interior side yard encroachment. And with that, I will turn it over to Ms. Brown for the oath.
Good morning. I'm swearing in all who are present for this case. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth? Please raise your hand. Reply, I do. State your name and your address. Is there anyone here this morning for this case to be sworn in?
Good morning. Yes, ma'am. This is Chris Wynn, the homeowner. I'm trying to activate my camera. I am raising my hand. I swear and affirm to.
And your address, please? Chris, please state your address for the record.
The address is 925 Spring Road, Cleveland, Ohio.
Thank you.
Yep.
Anyone else? Hey, Madam Chair.
Oh, wait, I think I heard someone in the background.
Yes, Mike, with K&K Heating and Cooling. This is, the address here is 4107 Brook Park Road, Parma, Ohio.
Okay, you're coming in very faint. If there's any way you can turn up your microphone volume, that would be great.
Okay, history of the property, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There's been no change in the zoning since 1929. In our records administration office, I found that in 1919, a dwelling and a garage was constructed on this property. And then in 1984, a permit was issued to erect a chain link fence that was 5 feet tall. There are no variances on file for this address. And then we found in the more recent history in our Acela system that in 2018, a permit was issued to re-roof the property. And that's all that I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Legal standard, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair, members of the board. Appellant is requesting an area variance from the side yard encroachment requirements of the zoning code. To obtain the area variance, appellant must prove that denying the request will create a practical difficulty not generally shared by other land or buildings in the same district, will deprive the appellant of substantial property rights, and that granting the variance will not be contrary to the purpose and intent of the zoning code.
Thank you. Okay, so Chris or Mike, whoever's going to be the spokesperson, go ahead and present the case.
Mike, do you want to take lead or from the technical standpoint?
Yes, I can explain.
Can't hear.
Can you hear me?
Early.
You're really low.
Okay.
Mike?
Yeah, we're having trouble with adjusting the sound, so I'm just gonna talk loud and hope that you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you
Okay.
better now.
Okay, so we are trying to install a Mitsubishi ductless mini split that will be mounted on the rear of the home on the fence side. Yeah, just the last window, if you count the windows from at the bottom of the house, 1, 2, 3, 4, it's gonna be between the fence and the last window of the home. That's where the outdoor unit will be mounted. And then we will run a line set that runs up alongside of the downspout. It will look very similar to a downspout. We'll use Hide-A-Line to cover the line set. And then we would mount the head unit on the rear of the house, entering the back of the second or third floor window, which I don't see the picture there.
Okay, and if I'm correct, the mini splits are not a full size condenser, correct? They attach to the wall.
Correct.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I do have the dimensions here if you would like those.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me those.
So it's 21 by 31 by 11 width. Or deep, I'm sorry.
Okay, and what's your prime reasoning for wanting to put it right there?
Oh, there's no other location. On the rear of the house, because this condenses water, it would drip into the walkway. In the wintertime forming ice, in the summer forming water dripping to where they're walking and exposed for them walking as well. So it has to be above grass and because of that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, there's the diagram.
All right.
And all of that stuff in the pink there, this is Keith, the owner of K&K. So all that pink right there, that's where the line set will be.
Keith, were you sworn in?
I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
All right. Okay.
But yeah, so that's gonna all be covered up in like a slim duct, it's called. It looks just like that gutter material. So, so it's nice, professional. It doesn't look like some idiot went in there and did it.
Okay. I see, Mr. Riccardi, you have your hand up.
I just want to point out, for the record, that this is a legally authorized 2DU. So, if I could, I would just point out to the owner and ask him if that is for a third dwelling unit. It is not permitted for that. There's not a permit for that. It hasn't been inspected for that, and in fact, it's a one-family district. So if he could answer if that is it's meant for a third dwelling unit. Thank you.
Yes, sir, it is. when I purchased the house in 2014 as a very green 26-year-old, the unit had plumbing and electrical already, and it was mostly built out. And I did some finishing touches, and I rented it out. You know, I didn't I didn't know that there would be any issue with that.
In that case, I would advise you to, as quickly as possible, to apply for that third unit with a permit to the Department of Building and Housing. As this is a matter of public record, and you know it will be inspected for that now. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Riccardi. Lori, can we grant a variance for this, knowing that this is for a legal unit?
It's a good question. I think it would be more appropriate for the owner to apply for a variance for the third unit, and maybe then at the same time you could combine that with the air conditioning.
Yeah, that's what I was
request.
thinking. Yeah, so Chris, I wouldn't really be comfortable granting you a variance for an illegal third unit. And like you said, you weren't aware that unit was illegal. So we're not, faulting you right now. So if you just go back and apply for, as Mr. Riccardi told you, to get that third unit to be okay, and then submit for the split at the same time. I think we can hear them, both at the same time, but I would advise you to postpone this case now and then submit for that third unit, and then we can do both at the same time.
Okay, understood.
And Madam
Okay.
Chair, this is Liz.
Yes, Liz.
Sorry to interrupt. It sounds like the best route would be for him to withdraw and make this all one application. If we can.
Oh,
confirm
yeah, that might save him some money. Yeah. Yep. Good plan. So, Chris, just ask us to withdraw this case today, so we'll have it on the record, and then you can go ahead and apply for both.
Okay. To the board, I'd like to withdraw my case to be resubmitted at a later date.
All right. Without objection, board?
Without objection. Without objection.
Without objection.
Madam Chair.
All
All
righty.
right, Madam Chair, just
Yes.
for the record, and to Chris, just wanted to let you know that we, City Planning would be supportive, was going to be supportive of this variance of the unit in the side yard, and we would probably be supportive of the third unit as well, just so you know.
Thank you so much, Mr. Rulins.
All right, Chris. We'll see you later on.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you.
Madam Chair, that concludes our cases. If you'd like to go to old business.
Oh man, yeah. We're almost at a record here. All right.
Not quite, but close. Well, maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Okay, old business 1 through 3 without objection.
Without objection.
Without objection. No objection.
All right, and what's going on with this postponement, Liz?
Oh, this is a miscellaneous note that the Common
okay.
Pleas
Yeah, I
Court
didn't see that. Okay.
it affirmed our decision in the Kenilworth case, calendar number 20-135. So the applicant has the ability to appeal to the 8th District Court of Appeals. And I think, okay, they have 30 days to do that.
All right. Well, that concludes today. So everyone have a good week, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for your email, Alana. We have your email. So
okay,
yeah,
all right. I wanted to make sure you got it. I'm not sure exactly what I'm walking into, and it may be.
Yeah.
Yep. We don't
All
need it
right.
on the record though. We got it.
Yep.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay.
Thoughts
Thank
are
you.
with you.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.